everybody, welcome back. So today I thought I would sit down and talk to you guys all about things that you can do at the moment whilst you're at home, things that you can do that make the most of this time. Now, before I get into the video, my hair is looking a bit wild. I French plaited it last night and I think in person it looks really quite cool, but on camera it's not really relaying the same. So I apologise about that, I'm just gonna work with it. But yeah, I've got a few things that I want to share with you guys that may help you if you're a little bit stuck at the moment. I know, why is that like that? Oh, there we go. I know that it can be a little bit difficult to know what you want to do, especially if you're someone who has been furloughed. I know for those people that have been furloughed, to be going from working to not working and doing anything and just being at home can be quite difficult. So I wanted to just give you a couple of ideas of things that you could do, or maybe you just want to watch a video of me chatting and that's perfectly okay. So I'm going to get into them because I have a few to share with you. First up is pamper. So something I found to be really useful in the way I feel and the way I'm thinking and all that kind of stuff is pampering myself and making myself feel good. I think it's really important to do the things that make you feel good, whether that's wearing a hair mask, putting a face mask on every night, fake tanning, doing your nails, whatever it is, doing your makeup, do it. Because I think in this period of time it's really important to pamper yourself and look after yourself. I'm finding myself pampering myself maybe once a week, roughly. Sometimes I forget, or even if it's just something like you maybe do one thing a day to keep you going. So I'll do my nails this day, I'll do my makeup this day, I'll do your makeup every day, or maybe you'll experiment one day. Pampering is so important, and I find that every time I fake tanned, even though I'm not going anywhere, it makes me feel so good. I'm not particularly tanned right now because it's kind of fading away, but it always helps. And I think, you know, just make yourself feel good, because then you, whilst you're in this time, if you're sat on the sofa but you look good, then you feel better in yourself, and I think that's really important. So yeah, give yourself a pamper, buy some new nail varnishes, buy some new makeup to test out if you want to. Obviously you don't have to. Sorry, my hair is pissing me off. Next up is get creative. Now, not everyone out there is a creative person, so skip this one if you're not creative. But if you are creative, use your creative abilities and learn new skills. I absolutely love drawing. I used to do fashion and communication at uni, and before that, like in first and second year, I did fashion. We did partially fashion design. I used to do a lot of drawing. And I loved it, but obviously I haven't really drawn that much since. I worked in retail for like 2 years, and then in social media, so there was no drawing involved. So drawing is a really good one. Colouring in, get a colouring book, they're really satisfying. You could write, if you're someone who likes to write, start a blog, maybe just write stuff down. Maybe you're wanting to write an article or whatever. Write if that makes you feel if that gets your brain going. Just create. And I think that's quite important. If there's something you want to do that is creative, that you've been thinking for a while, like, oh, I'd really like to teach myself how to use Photoshop, or I'd really like to just gain some more drawing skills, do it, because you have the time, and now is the time to kind of work on those skills and build them up. And if they may be useful for your job, maybe there's something that is a career path you want to go into, maybe it's just a hobby that you want to start now, so that when you go back to work and you have something to do after work or on the weekends. I think a lot of us don't really have hobbies as such, because our hobbies may be going out, or maybe it's socializing, or whatever it is. You may not have a hobby that you can do at home, so now's the time to kind of work on those things and find a hobby. And being creative is a really good way of doing that. I have just downloaded Procreate, I think it's called, on my iPad. I have an Apple Pencil. I've only got an iPad mini, and I've just been drawing, tracing stuff on there, playing with that, and it's really nice to just sit there and just do something. It's not necessarily gonna go anywhere, it's not necessarily gonna be shown to anyone, but it's just creative, and it's nice to just take your mind off everything that's going on at the moment. Next one is play games. Now, I have to admit, I have literally no board games, nothing here apart from Sims on my laptop. So games is something that is definitely good to play if you have like a stash at home. Maybe you're someone who does a lot of, like, plays a lot of games with your friends. Play games, play board games, play Monopoly, whatever it is you have. Just have a bit of fun, play some games. If I was living at my parents' house right now, there are so many games that I could play because we have loads there. But I don't have any games, so I've been playing Sims, and I think The Sims 4 is still on offer. I could be wrong. But if you're a Sims fan, or you used to be a Sims fan, definitely download it. It's a really, really good way of sitting and doing something and taking your mind off literally everything else that's going on in the world. Even just looking at your phone, I never look at my phone when I'm playing Sims unless I want a break, and I might have a flick through. But I found that Sims really does just, like, you just get immersed in it and you forget about everything. And whenever I've had a day where my brain's a bit crazy and I'm thinking about a lot of things, Sims has really helped me to just zone out. So obviously not everyone's going to find that, but I do find Sims does zone me out. Play an Xbox game if you're an Xbox fan, PlayStation, whatever. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people playing Animal Crossing. Play that if you want. I never played that, so I've always been a Sims gal. But yeah, definitely play a game, find a game that you might like. If you're someone who has an Xbox and that's kind of the thing that you like, maybe download a game from your Xbox, whatever. Just find something that kind of is quite fun, that can take your mind off things and just be a bit, like, you know, fun, which I already said. Just have a little bit of fun. Next up is organise. Now, organising is something that I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talking about. Organising is such a good thing to do in general, but now is a really, really good time to organise the things that you've wanted to organise. One of those things being your wardrobe, your kitchen cupboards, your bathroom, whatever it is, your flat. I don't have a huge flat, my flat is very small, so there's not a huge amount of me to organise. I have organised my wardrobes, but I haven't really got much to organise in the kitchen because it's quite small. I do have a couple of drawers I can organise in the living room, and my bathroom does need an organise. But do you know what I mean? Just organise something that maybe needs an organised. Wardrobe is always a good place to start because it's just nice to have an organised wardrobe, especially at the moment. Like, even if you're not wearing your clothes and you're just wearing your joggers, you can just pull out the drawer with the joggers, and if that's messy, it's fine because you're using it all the time. But then the rest of your wardrobe is nice, it just makes you feel good. And then if you do find a day where you're like, I want to put on a pretty dress, you can see all your pretty dresses. So yeah, organise whatever you have to organise. Maybe you organise your laptop, desktop, because you've got loads of stuff on there, which I find I always have. So again, just organise whatever you can. Organise. Next up is do things that you've always said you don't have time to do. So obviously we all have things that we'd love to do if we had extra time, and now is the time to do that. One of the things that I always say to myself, oh, I need to do more, is my blog, because I always neglect it. Or I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that I necessarily want to do, because I can't really do huge amounts around the house because our flat is quite small. We rent it. It's not really anything that I can do in the house as such. But if you have things at home that you've always wanted to do, maybe you wanted to start a hobby, maybe you wanted to have a new skill, maybe you wanted to just do something that you've always wanted to do. Maybe you have been dying to clear out that spare room that's full of your stuff that you don't know what to do with. Clear that out. Maybe you want to refresh the garden. Whatever it is that you want to do that you've always said, oh, I don't have time to do that, I'm never gonna have time to do that. Do it now, because soon enough this time is gonna end and you're gonna regret being like, oh, I wish I'd done that whilst I was at home. So really think about it and find things that you know that when this time ends, you can be like, I'm chuffed I did that, because now that it's summer and I can go outside and it's hot, and now the garden is nice and tidy because I cleaned it during isolation, and now I can actually enjoy it. I don't have to do it now. So, you know, do things that will help you in the future. Next up is bake or cook. If you're someone who's interested in baking and cooking and baking are really good things to do. You can bake sweet treats, which is always nice, and like just cooking in general, learning new recipes. I I have definitely found it quite useful because you find new meals that you may like, especially if you're someone who maybe likes a lot of pasta. Try different pasta meals. It's really good to just kind of experiment now, because you're spending time at home. You can even like finesse a recipe so that you can do it quicker, so that you can do it after work when you do go back to work. Do you know what I mean? So just give yourself a bit of time to bake and cook and eat. I've been eating far too much food at the moment, which is not a good sign, but that leads me on to my next one: exercise. Exercise is something that I have found to be more useful recently, after getting into this situation a little bit more, realizing what we're actually doing, how long we're here for. I realized that exercise was actually really helping me. I hate exercise. I think I've mentioned that before. I don't know if I have or not. I hate exercise. So I really struggle to do exercise. I don't really like going out for a run, or like that doesn't excite me at all. But I've started doing like stretching and yoga in the morning, and it is helping me so much. It really starts the day off well and just makes me feel good. So if you're someone who isn't an exercise fan, start with a bit of stretching. I will put the apps that I use down below, because they're amazing apps. They're free. I love them. They work amazingly. They do the whole thing for you. They just speak at you and you do all the movements, and it's just great. So yeah, yoga and stretching is a really good way to go if you hate exercise, or you just want to wake your body up in the morning but you don't really want to like go out, or you don't really want to do like a full-on workout. They're good ones to go for. But if you want to go for a full-on workout, do that. I am trying to coach myself to getting to doing actual workout by starting with yoga and stretching. So hopefully by the end of this I'll be like, yeah, gonna do a workout, woo. Do you know what I mean? Next up is work on something and give yourself a goal. So all of us have things that we're working on, or things that we want to work on, or things that we want to try and get better at. So give yourself a goal. By the end of quarantine or isolation, I want to have done this, this and this. I want to be at this point. I want to feel really good when I'm doing my press ups, or whatever it is. You know, one of the things I want to do is to be able to be a bit more flexible. So that's why I'm doing more stretching, doing the yoga. I want to be more flexible. So that is my aim by the end of this isolation period. Will I be more flexible? Hopefully I will be able to sit more comfortably in certain positions. I'll be able to stretch my leg out straight and high. Do you know what I mean? I want to be more flexible, so that is what I'm working on. So work on something. Maybe you're trying to start a blog, and you're starting a blog, but you really want to work on the blog and the layout and stuff. Give yourself a goal. By the end of this, I want to have my blog looking amazing. Maybe you want to, by the end of this, have your wardrobe really minimal. So maybe it'll take you a few goes to clear it out. Do that. Really think about something that you can like set yourself a goal and like be a task, maybe something you can work at every day. I think it's really important to make sure that you are keeping your mind going and giving yourself things to work towards, because at the moment there isn't necessarily anything to look forward to, because none of us have holidays, we don't know when this is going to end. We can't go out and enjoy the sunshine like we used to. So give yourself goals and things to look forward to each week, and that can make you a bit more excited. Last tip that I want to give you is make the most out of this time. I think a lot of people have said it, and I think it's really important to think about. This time will end, and we will look back on it and be like, I'm sure a lot of you will, and be like, oh, I really wish I just chilled out. I really wish I just enjoyed my time. I really wish I wasn't stressing out that much. Just enjoy it. If that means you take 2 days out of the week, that's not the weekend, to relax, enjoy, play games, do it. Because it's really important that you keep a lookout for your mental health, and you're making sure that you're okay. This situation is weird. None of us have been through it before. So it's really important that what you do now is for yourself, and you're making yourself feel good, and you're making yourself work towards things, and you're feeling good, so that when we come out of this, you're ready. You're not like, oh, or like, oh, I'm just gonna go and spend loads of money. Like, you want to still feel good, still feel like you're doing things, still feel like you've worked towards things and you haven't wasted the time. This isn't exactly something that any of us expected to happen, but I still want to look back on this year and be like, do you know what, even though that happened, I'm still feeling really good about what I've achieved. And I think that's really important, really like good to look back, to think about. just know that, oh, do you know what? We had those 3 months where we were stuck at home, but I really enjoyed it, and it made me work harder when I went back to work. Made me think, oh, do you know what? I needed that time off. I've always said, do you know what? I really need a bit of time off. Use it. Do you know what I mean? Use this time and make the most out of it for whatever you want it to be. For me, it's just getting more work done, working hard. I'm trying to just make the most out of this opportunity and work on things that maybe I haven't been working on. One of those things is YouTube. I've been doing more YouTube videos and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm trying to get myself into a bit more of a routine and film things, and it's really creating more ideas in my head, so I'm getting more excited and more creative about it. So just, you know, make the most of the time, but I am also making sure that I really chill out. And if I'm feeling a day where I'm like, I can't bother to work, I will take that time and be like, do you know what? I'm not gonna work. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna make myself feel better, because there is no point pushing yourself to do things at this point in time if you can't bring yourself to do it, because we all have down days and we all have days where we just, there's just no point. Do you know what I mean? So like I said, just make the most of it, enjoy it as much as you can, and hopefully soon we'll be out of this and we won't be stuck inside forever. So those are my little top tips. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if it was useful, because it would be good to know that I created a video that was useful to you guys. And also, like I said earlier, I am doing 4 videos a week, so I hope you're enjoying those as well. There's lots more to come. I'm trying to integrate like fashion and like other bits like this in, so it's not like all the same. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye!